Today we're going to talk about what is the difference between a manager in corporate America versus a leader, a true leader. My name is Michael Barayev, and I was able to build a team of 150 plus sales guys in less than 2.5 years. We did it with zero money invested, and now we have a solar sales company that's growing like crazy from coast to coast, like butter on toast. So what is the difference between a manager and a leader? That's what we're going to talk about today because, I see the biggest reason why a lot of successful managers that create a lot of success in the corporate America world, they try to come into the sales business, they try to come to a voluntary army business, and they fail miserably. And the reason why is because of these 10 things that we're going to go over today. And I want you to really think about it and say to yourself, okay, am I being a good leader or am I being a good manager, right? And by the way, there's nothing wrong with if you're a good manager. God bless your soul. But if you really want to take a company from zero to hero and grow something special, you definitely need some leadership characteristics and good leaders to help you get to the promised land. Because remember, if you really think about all these successful companies like Google, Amazon, if you really think about it, they didn't have a lot of great managers in the beginning. As they were starting up their businesses, they really started with the startup mentality, the startup foundation mentality, right? Which is having a good leader, a good visionary like Elon Musk, like Jeff Bezos. They had this vision of seeing something amazing that's going to happen in the future. And they were amazing, incredible leaders that say, you know what? They gathered a pack and they focused on these 10 things that we're going to talk about, right? So I want you to say to yourself, okay, am I a good manager or am I a good leader? And from this list, I promise you'll be surprised and say, you know what? I have some areas to improve on. So let's go over the first thing. The difference between the manager in corporate America is the manager, they primarily focus on achieving goals and hitting targets. That's their focus. They want to hit goals and targets. They got deadlines to meet, and they got certain things they need to accomplish by a certain, a quarter or a week or whatever it may be, right? But a manager doesn't really know how to inspire and motivate other people. A leader, that's what a leader does, right? They inspire. They motivate people to achieve those goals and those targets, right? There's a huge difference. A leader uses inspiration, admiration, right? They talk about the vision. They inspire and motivate their team to hit certain targets, while the manager is just focused on achieving the goals and targets and just telling people what needs to get done. Number two, a manager relies heavily on authority to get shit done. They use their titles. You got to do this, you got to do that because I'm the manager, right? That's a lot of people have said that to me in the past. I had a manager one time said, you have to listen to me because I'm your manager. It's like, I don't have to do shit. Just because you have a title doesn't mean nothing. While in the leadership world, right, people influence their teams, right? The leader influences their team through qualities like vision, right? Through qualities of being a person of character, right? Being a person that has certain values and principles that they believe in. That's why people want to follow them and do shit. It's not because they're a manager. Nobody cares about my title. Nobody cares about your title. They care about who are you on the inside. And that's what a leader focuses on. Next, number three, a manager, they make decisions on the bottom line. Wherever they can cut costs and making profits, that's all they care about because it's about getting the business to the next level. While a leader, they have a holistic view on how they get shit done. They consider like this: the impact that I make right now, this decision, how is it going to affect the team? How is it going to affect my customers? How is it going to affect the environment? How is it going to affect this person, that person? They look at it on a deeper level versus just looking at profits, right? Because if you're just looking at profit, that's corporate America. They look at you as a number. But a true leader doesn't care about the profit. They care about it, but they first care about the people. The people come first because the people and the customers and the environment or whatever it may be is way more important than the actual profits. Because if you take care of the people, the profits will surely come, right? That's what a leader focuses on. Number four, a manager communicates in a very decisive manner, right? Or very direct, like ba, 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 ba. There's no like mushy-gushiness. There's no relationship. There's no love and care and tenderness, right? A leader, though, what they're focused on is they're focused on encouraging people, inspiring people, talking to people, building those relationships to get people to get motivated to do the things they need to do. And they also help them make their own decisions, right? They don't say, you need to do this and go do it. No, they help them understand the why behind why they need to make those decisions. So people do it when you actually turn around and shit gets done. Not because of fear, but because they truly understand the why behind why they're doing it, right? Number five, managers tend to be very risk averse. They hate risk because everything's about stability and safety net, right? And they want to just do shit to get the job done. So they don't get a chance to think outside the box. While leaders take calculated risks. And they also encourage their teammates to take calculated risks. Not just aimless risk, but calculated risk, right? It's very important. In order to grow from a small company to a big company, you got to take some risks. And it's got to be calculated, right? But what you see a lot of times in these big companies is they have these established businesses, and all they're looking for is a great manager to manage that team or manage that business. Well, when you're building a company, you don't want managing. You want explosive growth. You want to take calculated risk to get to the next level. So it's very important. Number 6, a manager, they work in prioritizing individual success. They recognize individual success. If you did a good job for you, okay? But a leader truly focuses on having the team work together. It's about collaboration, not about competition. It's about collaboration, because you can get so much more done when you work as a team than when people work solo dolo, right? It's very, very, very important. And they focus on having a positive culture. It's not about just individual success and who's going to get to the top, right? I remember when I was working for a Time Warner Cable, and I can say this now, right? But the manager was waiting for the other manager to die. I was like, holy shit, this guy's waiting for this guy to die. So I'm like, bro, that's crazy. Like, I didn't understand that concept. I'm like, why do I have to wait for someone to die to get promoted? Like, why can't it be just we can all grow together and all get promoted at the same time? Like, we can all grow. Whoever does their part, obviously, gets a little bit more reward. And that's the mindset of a leader, right? They want collaboration versus just straight competition. Number 7, managers focus on short-term results, because everything is pushed upon, the Q1, Q2, Q3. It's about short-term. How do we maximize the profits in this quarter? How do we maximize the efforts in this quarter? How do we get shit done in this quarter? Right? It's very short-term focused. It's not 4, 5, 6, 7 years focused. It's not long-term. Versus the leader, they focus on long-term vision, long-term focus. What do we do today will affect us a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. And they think in a different type of way. So the decisions they make are not for the third quarter or the second quarter. That's decisions that are going to happen for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, right? And they help their team understand that as well. As you can see the difference with managers, there's very little team, right? With leaders, there's a lot of team, right? Next, number 8, managers, they hold their teams accountable to everything. They're literally micromanaging. They're looking at what you're doing, what you're not doing. They're holding you accountable here, holding you accountable there. Now, a leader does the same thing, though, but he does it in a way where he's helping people understand why they need to be held accountable on their own, teaching them how to hold themselves accountable. There has to be some level of accountability, of course, right? But they teach them how to figure out why they haven't done what they needed to do. They educate them on why they have this certain problem. They teach them how to handle situations. They teach them how to solve for X. So it's not just managing them and saying, hey, you need to fix this, you need to do that, but it's teaching them exactly how to manage those problems so they can solve for X, and teaching them how to become better thinkers, so that when the manager or the leader is not in picture, what happens? In a manager situation, when the manager is not there, it's chaos. When a leader is not there for quite some time, for whatever reason, a sickness, a baby's born, vacation, travel, the team knows how to handle stuff without the manager, the leader's help, so to say, right? So it's very important to understand that being a leader is the way to go. And the last one is that managers hate change. They like things to be constant, things to stay the same. They want it to always be that way. Oh, we've always done it this way. And they follow systems, they follow processes. Nothing wrong with that. The problem I have is that when a leader understands that there's massive growth only happens when there's massive change. You got to have change to have massive growth. The leaders are more open to new ideas and changing stuff more often, because they understand that in order to hit the high levels of success, there has to be a lot of change. There has to be a lot of growth. And they're open to those new ideas. They're opening to changing their style, changing who they are, changing their methods, changing a lot of different things in the business, right? Versus a manager, they don't want that change, man. They're just happy to get a chance to manage, put their feet on the desk, to relax, chill, make some money, and that's pretty much it, right? So hopefully you got some tips from this video, and you understand that being a manager is not the way to go. And that's why a lot of managers fail coming into a voluntary army like this, in terms of sales, in terms of door-to-door, in terms of phone sales or real estate, whatever it may be, because being a good leader is not as easy as it sounds. It's very contrary to what everyone thinks. If you really want to be a good leader, do the exact opposite of what everyone else is doing. It's very simple. Everyone's going to the left, go to the right. I promise you'll be a great leader, right? So hopefully you got some value from this video. If you like some different topics you want us to go over, do me a solid, drop some topics in the comments below. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting us and subscribing to the channel. If you have not done so, do yourself a favor, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video.